Hello, everyone. Schoolhouse Intuitive. It's Tiffany here with a Libra collective reading. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement. I'll share channeled messages. We'll use tarot tokens, tarot cards. Dropped one on the floor. All right. Oracle cards. We have You Are Complete as Libra's first card out. So this is going to be for any area of your life, Libra. And it's for the week ahead, so March 23rd, March 29th, around there. This says you're not broken. Nothing's wrong with you. Don't spend your life fixing problems. Dwell in the beauty of your own being. You're enough now and always. You are enough. You always have been enough. What else do we have? Raise the bar. Raise the bar. This is setting higher standards for the people and situations in your life. You create space for new levels of joy and abundance when you do that. You make room for something better, right? This is rising above any sort of old patterns, any sort of illusions, anything that feels out of whack, out of alignment, unsettling, just not right, right? Kicking it to the curb, Libra. Thanks to all of you who are members, who subscribe, who like and hype and comment. I love it all. Thanks so much. This is the beginning. The beginning. Beautiful. It says there's time to adjust or start over. Feel free. Feel life flowing freely within your being. Allow your wishes to come true in creative potentials of new beginnings. Oh, in the creative potential of new beginning. Yeah, it's a new beginning after a completion or a release. I mean, that's what your cards are literally saying, but it's because you've had to, again, like raise the bar, set higher standards, not let people walk all over you, drain your energy, right? What else do we have? People, situations, places, whatever it is. Everything is here. Everything's here, Libra. Universe wanting to support Libra's dreams. So embrace the spiritual belief that everything already exists in the here and now. Live in the present. Be grateful for what you have. All right, what do we have? We'll see if there are any blocks like to our abundance, things like that. We have Judgment here. Okay, purposely covering that up there. So here's Judgment, and this is about waking up, making a final decision, getting that clarity coming in. Could be an important announcement this week that either you give or receive. We have the Hermit, Virgo energy coming in. Remember the stars in their lantern. So these are a couple of our friends who are going to watch over the whole reading. They follow their own inner truth. They're clear. They are grounded too. And you have Justice, Libra. Justice. This really ties into the cards that are already out too, because first of all, this is us, right? Libra. It ties into this reading nicely already because this is about the setting the higher standards, right? And it helps you when you have those, as I already mentioned the scales being balanced. At least I think I did. This is about then having more energy left for what really matters. Okay. So if there's time, if you need to adjust some certain things, go for it, right? If you need to, again, set some boundaries too, not just higher standards, but boundaries can often be a part of that, then that could be a focus for the upcoming week, especially as we're closing out March. We're closing out a month, pretty much, almost there. We have the Sun. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, it's reminding me of that Everything is Here card. The Sun. There it is. That's beautiful. Everything is already here. You have the power and the authority to level up right now. There's new awareness coming in. When we have the Sun and we have like the Judgment card, and we have the Hermit and even Justice. I mean, this is like you really giving your attention to what you wanted to grow, and it works. Like it actually worked out. This is about making the judgment call. There's maybe some sort of harsh truth or truth that you need to come to terms with, and you make those necessary adjustments. The cause and the effect. Okay. Moving forward with integrity. The sun can come out and the sun can shine when we're trying to cultivate something that's going to be just much happier, much better. This is about nothing being wrong with you. Again, coming back to that. What else do we have? There's a new hope. There's celebration here. And this is about you having that confidence in your own success. Leo energy. So we have Virgo, Libra, Leo on the table already. Oh, we have the devil coming in here, trying to rain on the parade. Now, what I think is awesome is that you have this clarifying raise the bar. Some of you have already, or you will be finishing up, ending something with what feels like a devilish kind of energy. You're restoring control. You're reclaiming your independence. This devil energy does not have hold over you, Libra. You have, or you are freeing yourself. Already released it, a lot of you. Any sort of excess, gotta go. It's already happened for a lot of you. You've removed those old patterns. You've risen above, and you continue to rise above. The illusions, the drama, all of it. We have the Queen of Discs, the Eight of Swords, and the Six of Cups. So there we go. There is the Queen of Discs. And this is kind of pretty Empress because she's expecting, clearly. And it's kind of like, I'm getting this energy of like not forcing something. We can't force flowers to grow, plants to sprout, whatever you want to call it. We can't force, babies to be born sooner, and well, at least, yeah, well, okay, I'll stop myself there. But yes, we have to let things come to term, right? And some of you are literally coming to terms with situations. You're realizing that something's not been working, or maybe you're the only one who's been taking care of stuff. The Queen of Discs, Queen of Pentacles, very nurturing kind of energy. Often the mama bear, taking care of like everyday things. This is about you taking care of opportunities. You're nurturing something that's a good opportunity for you. Now, there's isolation, though. Maybe some of you feel like you need to go within to do this, to have that new beginning. Some of you need to maybe, tune in, obviously to your own intuition, as we always talk about, but just, again, having that, lifting any sort of self-imposed restrictions, anything where you felt stuck erroneously, and then you have the Six of Cups here. It's a card of nostalgia, of innocence, purity. There's something here about having compassion too, and a gentleness. Maybe you're deciding you're going to take more of a gentle approach when it comes to even your self-compassion, your self-talk, how you're talking to yourself. What else do we have? I'm getting a name like Deandra or Dondra. They're talking, I'm getting, my guides are talking about community, something about like community outreach, or there's some sort of aspect of community, or maybe we'll see what this is about, feeling like belonging. There's the Queen of Wands here. So vibrancy. So you're attracting the right people, the right situations now. Look at how, and they're open. And you know how you're doing it? It's because you're being yourself. You're not afraid. Not afraid to just be you. This is embracing your uniqueness, your own ingenuity too. I mean, some of you are very, very creative, and yeah, they are living in the present. They're soaking up that sun. They're not actually in the card. They're actually under the stars, but you get what I'm saying. And that's what's clarifying. Everything is here. You're here. this is the opportunity. You are the opportunity. Bottom of the deck is the Emperor. More fiery energy there. The Emperor. So Aries energy. We are entering, well, we've already entered Aries season. Happy birthday to those Aries sons out there. I know we have some. So this is what's clarifying the sun. And the you are complete. You're not broken. Again, you don't need to be fixed, right? This is like things have already been healed. They've already come into call your, you've already been made aware, right? Things have already come to the surface, come to your awareness. Like some clouds have cleared finally. A lot of you have overcome a lot of negativity, a lot of delays, a lot of sadness. It's done, right? This is finished. This other part for a lot of you. And this is really starting this whole new chain of events is being put into action here. And I think you'll like where it leads you for a lot of you. It's a general reading, just take what resonates, right? But they just showed 11:11 on the timer now, and that's divine timing. We talk about that a lot. It's like this now is the divine time. It feels like that it's arrived. It's here. Okay. So the Emperor, it's showing me that there's a lot of self-respect. There's authority. They're in control. They've crafted some plans even. Some of you could be doing research even. I don't generally get that off the Emperor, but I am for this. And I get that you're putting yourself out there a lot more. And that's Aries. Aries is not afraid to shine. They're not. And Aries is our opposite on the wheel, on the zodiac wheel. And I feel like that's that leadership. That's that the initiation. Well, leadership initiation is similar. It's again the vibrancy, the take charge kind of, and charging forward and not backing down just because, Everybody says Taurus, the bull, they're stubborn. Aries are very stubborn too. And they're rams. So they're like, I'm just, yeah, anyway. All right, we have the universe here. They've got that. My point is they have that like fierceness, that they're the warriors of the zodiac wheel, right? They're not afraid to go head to head, toe to toe when it comes to something they want, something that they know is right even. Now, if you have Aries and Libra in your chart, wow, that's who you want on your team, So we are in Aries season, and we're in the year of the fire horse, and we're in a 2026 year, which is a 1. So let's get started, folks. Let's initiate the change we wish to have, create, receive, be, whatever it is. We have the universe here. Creating, connecting to something greater than ourselves. Again, I am getting like outreach in some way. So you're reaching out or someone else is reaching out to you. Again, there could be, I don't know if I said already in this reading, because there was a pre-shuffle that then didn't go through well. So I had to restart the video, but anyway, and redo all the cards. But anyway, this is something here about maybe an unexpected visitor or a guest, or you're invited. So I would be ready for this. My goodness. Wow. For a lot of you, this is like, because, I very much feel like Fool kind of energy too. This taking that leap of faith. And it pays off. It serves you well. Like, boy, confidence really looks good on you, Libra. Confidence looks good on Libra. New cycle. So we go from well planning here. Okay, 2 of Wands here. So even if it's a small step, you're already in the right direction, right? You're already heading in the right direction now. You're ready for that next step. It's like, thanks, next, I'm ready. Okay. Planning, new direction here. Could have been playing it safe. There could still be some of that. Then we have fulfillment here with the 9 of Cups. This is what happens when we are grateful for what we have, according to these cards, right? Living in the present moment, being open, and being our vibrant, amazing selves with the Queen of Wands. Using that passion as your fuel. Yeah. 9 of Cups. there is a caution though with this card. I will say we don't want to overdo it. Okay. We don't want to be like overzealous. We don't want to over celebrate, right? We want to make sure that we're keeping ourselves, again, balanced, our scales, because we want to stay in control, right? Centered. Picking up on like organization or optimal kind of, optimization. Yeah. We have the Eight of Cups. So retreat, possibly. It's not just retreat though. I mean, this is the eclipse card generally in tarot. We're still in that eclipse energy. And I'm putting that on top of the sun here because it's showing me there's this balance here of the light and the dark, of the internal, the external factors of, again, what are they having to do? Well, they're building this pyramid and they're balancing all the cups. And so we have to have better distribution when it comes to everything, really. Are you taking good care of yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, getting your needs met? And it's okay, as we take steps forward, to not necessarily know every little thing that's in the future. That's, it's okay. Even if you don't know the exact where something leads, every step, you have enough to do the next step and then the next step. And you're going to be informed as you go. Your guides are going to be with you the whole time. You have celebration, 1111. There it is. So there's a coming to the completion of some sort of phase or some sort of cycle. It's an accomplishment. Again, I am getting this, like some of you are called and recognized or asked to speak or something along those lines. There is definitely an invitation. I'm feeling something too about a ceremony, or you may have even gone and taken some sort of workshop. It could be something smaller too, like that, but it feels like there are these small wins on the way to this new future, this new chapter. What else do we have, please? Prince of Discs. So the Knight of Pentacles. The key word here is reliability. Being able to rely on yourself. A lot of you have had to do that ever since you were little, ever since you were kids, practically. Yeah. Being prepared too for to kind of have to maneuver through something that could be tricky, or it could just feels like, you're kind of going into the unknown and needing to know that I get a lot of you, it's like you're afraid to move forward because you're not sure if the stability is going to be there. Let's get a card. We have beginnings here. We have the Full card. Remember I said I was getting full vibes? There we go. We have to have that optimism. We have to make sure that we are taking actions and taking steps forward with that fresh hope for the new beginning. We don't want to be self-sabotaging with a bad attitude or energy or whatever you want to call it, right? You're not being reckless if you have thought through some things and you've taken as much precaution as you can, but eventually we have to put ourselves out there. The card of leap of faith, right? Taking that leap of faith. Some of you may be fearing too being taken advantage of in some way because it's happened before. You could feel like something's a real gamble. You could feel very risky. I'm absolutely picking up on that. But if we never take the chance, then we'll know we'll just get more of the same, right? So when you feel ready, taking those next steps, there's transformation here. We have the Death card. It could be a fear that's going on. Well, it could be a couple of things. There's incomplete closure here. There hasn't been closure with something. some of you, I mean, in my own personal life, sometimes we don't get closure. The closure is us doing the internal work with whatever ended or whatever we stopped, or that's the closure. We don't get to have that happy conversation with whatever, whoever. A lot of times we end things and it's just sad. It's not, it's loss. Sometimes we just feel it as a loss, but you can also feel it as rebirth. It's a new day dawning, right? Kind of card. I always get that off this card, new day dawning. And that's what we can choose to focus on, because remember, people respond and react to change differently. Not everyone's going to love it if you move on. Not everyone's going to be necessarily excited for you. You yourself might not always be excited to have to do something different. Or I'm even getting some of you needing to like switch doctors or switch banks or something. Oh, it can be a real pain, right? But then once you get through those initial phases, the initial stages, and you have just even a little bit of trust for yourself and the journey, it can really take you far. It can take you to a whole new level, something that feels much more like in agreement with you. And even those around you, they might just take some time to get on board with something. The other thing I was getting with this is not wanting to end something. So not only was there like incomplete closure or no closure really for something, but I'm getting that you want to, it's like you want to have this and that. And sometimes we have to make a choice. It's this or that. We're not going to be able to do, if we try to do too much, we end up not really doing anything really well. Right? So we want to really focus our energy, come up with new strategies. I feel Emperor vibe. Well, no wonder I feel Emperor vibes. That's what's underneath Death card and Eight of Cups and the Sun. We do have the Emperor there. So you're taking charge. You're making the call. That's the other thing. Sometimes we don't want to be the one to initiate the change. Like we don't want to be the one to like end something, or, it's like, some people would rather get fired than leave on their own, or not necessarily. That's a bad example. It's a lot of times with relationships that can be the one. Like we don't want to be the one to like end something. Because what if I end up alone forever? Like those are just, or like, what if I quit my day job and go ahead and try this? Then what? What if it doesn't work out? At least now I know I can afford food. Well, barely, but for some, I mean, just talking about the prices. Wow. But, being afraid that you're going to go from something that's okay to something terrible. That's devil energy. That's the stuff, that's that mental stuff too. And things maybe that you're fed by others, even, or by media or whatever, that are basically lying to you about your capabilities and lying to you about how you can have it all. You can have great things, good things can happen to good people. We have the Prince of Swords. This is determination. Some of you are determined to make something work that already you closed out, or you're determined to make something work that you've tried before. Now's the time. It's like you're going to do it this time. I do feel that for some of you. I'm also randomly picking up on a dentist appointment. So good luck if that's you. And I just saw 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like, some of you may be making a decision when it comes to that. Give it some thought. We don't want to do anything impulsive here. But yeah, this is also the Knight of Swords, or Prince of Swords, Knight of Swords, whatever you want to call it. This is somebody who is assertive. And they defend their beliefs when it comes to change. They're facing this ending, this closure, with bravery, with truth, with clarity. They're excited to move forward. They're excited to kind of also face something maybe once and for all, or heal something once and for all, whatever, or whatever it could be for your situation. Come to, grips, or not grips, come to, it feels like, again, closure keeps coming in. They're ready to just be done with it. Be done with something. Yeah. Ready for that big shift, the transformation. We have 3 of Wands here, vision. That tells me, because we have the 2 of Wands, that tells me that there's once that happens and we faced whatever we needed to work on, maybe from the past, or we closed those doors, now we have horizons that look a lot brighter. We have a lot of opportunity here coming in with this Three of Wands. This is us. Maybe some of you are even wanting to travel to go new places. This is big growth here. The obstacles, delays, frustrations, gone. Not saying you will never have that again in life, right? That's not realistic. I'm not here to sugarcoat. But I'm saying some of you too maybe have even been dealing with just like difficult people or nothing but takers even. You know, and it's kind of like having to have boundaries. I don't really get that usually off the Three of Wands, but the way it's set up here on this card, I am getting boundaries because I'm also getting this Prince of Discs coming through, and he's got his armor on. And it's just reminding me that, you know, sometimes we have to stand firm, even if we're not experts on something, even if somebody else that we're dealing with, they're older or they have more experience. Sometimes we have to say, no, enough's enough. Enough's enough. And maybe you're the one who, yeah, they might have age or more wisdom or a higher position than you or even more experience. But you've shown up every day. You've been the one who's been consistent, the reliable one. That could be something going on too, right? Only take what resonates, okay? Obviously, it's not all going to pertain to you. So, but if you found the reading, I'm guessing there's something here for you. What else? There's the Tower. This has been showing up lately in readings again. Not surprised. There could be clashes in personalities, clashes in egos. Not everybody's going to be excited for this transition. Maybe you are even having like mixed feelings, like we've been talking about, mixed feelings about this transition. Is it going to be fulfilling? Am I going to still be able to, you know, have relationships? Am I still going to be able to do the things I love in life? Am I still going to be able to afford this? You know, fill in the blank, whatever resonates for you. But it feels like I feel like there's been a limit that's been reached, and you've just been having to kind of like do a lot of I'm picking up on like soul searching. You've had to do a lot of like your own inner work and self-exploration and all that. Like you've already done that, it feels like, a lot of you. And that could be why you've already left something, at least even if you haven't physically, emotionally, like you've already kind of checked out. But let's see what else we have. There's the Hermit again. Wow. They follow their inner guidance. And I was just talking about doing the inner work. They follow their inner guidance. Mm-hmm. There's something here too, though, about we don't want to be, there's one thing being smart, but then there's like being overly cautious where you're then like withdrawn and you're, you know, just kind of alone with something and haven't moved forward. So we're just kind of, it's about the balance, right? Here we go, Libra. Now we have Six of Wands, and there you have success. There's achievement coming in, and that's what's clarifying a Four of Wands. So that's more achievement. It's like an achievement on top of an achievement. So basically what I feel like it's saying too is like, you've done hard stuff, you can do this too, you know. And maybe there is something better, brighter, more rewarding, more fulfilling. So having the self-awareness, you know, yeah, we've analyzed some things, we've done that, as I said, soul searching. We've received our knowledge. We're reflecting on that knowledge. We're ready to share the knowledge. We're ready to take what's inside and make it visible on the outside. So even though the outcome, it's not for sure, it's not certain, we're trusting that star in our lantern, okay? We have double Hermit energy. This has my attention, okay? It's got my attention. But we also have Judgment here too. So like, you know, we're going to keep the faith. We're going to we're going to have that clarity. We can't always be 100% certain, but we can do our best and use our judgment, so to speak, right? Using the judgment here. So you have cards of renewal, of rebirth, such as judgment, such as even death card, right? I will say that we want to keep an eye on impulsivity and just making snap decisions, you know, especially if it could have a big impact. Getting second opinions could be of benefit. And it feels like for a lot of you, your true calling or what you're really meant to do you're seeing it clearly. You're understanding now, playing off that judgment and the hermit, and even, you know, justice with the truth. You know, the truth can set you free, right? Looking at the justice token there, I mean, it looks like, especially, you know, it looks like some of you are finally going to be getting a little more fair treatment, or you are getting that, or that's your goal anyway, right? So if you're involved in some sort of even dispute or something like that, that's a positive sign. This is, if you continue to make those soul-centered, heart-centered, yet informed with wisdom and knowledge, you know, experience informed kind of decisions, then it looks good. You just be clear-headed, right? Consider the consequences as you move forward. But don't let that scare you. That's just it. We're not living in fear. We're not letting that take over. We're taking it into consideration, maybe coming up with a plan, A, B, C, D, right, in case. But overall, with the Six of Wands, there's success. There are big changes coming in, though. I'm not going to ignore the Tower. There could be, especially when you have the Tower and Judgment. I mean, that's a wake-up call, right? This could be massive. This could be huge. This reading absolutely feels like a giant wake-up call. And it suddenly, the vision becomes clear. It's like you see behind the curtain or something, you know? Yeah. But if you sometimes too, we can get ahead of the towers. That's what's great about tarot, you know? We can see what kind of energies are around or coming in, and we can kind of position ourselves to make the most of the energy. So this is now, it's the time to organize, to optimize, to foresee, you know, what you can, to be prepared. Getting things in order so that, you know, we don't have some major tower if we can avoid it. So yeah, with Judgment, I mean, this looks like you're on the right path, but we do need to believe in ourselves, trust the inner voice, and have faith in, you know, in universal law too. You know, I get that too, because we have the universe here, we have justice. It makes me think of, like, yeah, universal law, the universal truths. Maybe you're realizing some yourself. I will say forgiveness comes into this. Forgiveness isn't just about the other person, right? It's about you. It's setting yourself free. If you'd had like family issues in the past, whatever, you're setting yourself free from that energy. It feels like, again, big rebirth energy, wake up call. You get the breakthrough. It leads to success. Big awakening. Big awakening here. This is feeling pretty good here, Libra. Now that we've summarized our tarot cards and tokens, let's get a crystal card for the week. If you enjoy the reading, please do all the things. Like, subscribe, hype, leave a comment, all that. Appreciate all of you. We have gold and gold. Look at this. So we have let the money flow in and open the door. Open the door and let the money flow in, Libra. Golden healer quartz and pyrite. You close the door, you open a new door, you've got the key. There's the key coming in. Yeah, that came out in a pre-shuffle. You had the key in this Mystic Forest deck that I used. There was a key coming in. Let's get you some angel numbers. Remember, I think I said, well, maybe it was in the pre-shuffle. What happened, as I said, I started the video and then I had to stop the video. So I'm not sure. So with it wasn't meant to be, it just wasn't meant to be. So we don't dwell on it. We have 1717, connect to the higher mission. It's time to inspire, teach, and heal others. And we have sign of great things to come. You're motivated to achieve more out of life with 1818. This is great. You go from 1717 to 1818. What else do we have? Let's get some. Let's see. How do we stay high vibing? Little schoolhouse homework. High vibing for the week. I'm getting a name like Devon or even Davin. Davenport, maybe? Am I picking up on Maine? Too? All right. Compliments. Make someone else happy by sharing kind words. Doing so will make you happy. But I feel we have to be genuine when we give. Okay. I don't believe in like the fake stuff. Yeah. And we have water. Drink more water. Proper hydration calms your body. It also increases your intuition. Water is very powerful. We are mostly water, right? The planet's mostly water. Now, I will say though, if you're not supposed to be drinking more water, do what your doctor says. Okay. I'm not a medical professional, so everybody has their own needs. Apparently you can drink too much water even. So you can overhydrate. All right. Let's see what else. I always like to get divine direction. I just want to know, like, are there any blocks? Let's see what comes out in the divine direction deck. Are there any blocks? Anything else we need to consider? Okay, so pampering. This keeps coming up for us, Libra. This is making time to pamper yourself, rest, have a moment of stillness, relax, and restore your body and mind. As I said, you've got to be treating yourself well on all levels. And thoughts. So keeping the thoughts positive. So this could be something else. This just came up too. This is amazing. And I shuffled. So this came up, I think, in your last reading is why I'm getting this. So anyway, keep your thoughts positive. Move past any limiting beliefs. Shift your energy to raise your vibrations. This is great because this isn't even a deck of like blocks and what do we surrender to. That's not a deck for that. This is just a general big oracle deck. And you're getting like, hey, you know what could be in the way? Not good self-care. You got to take care of yourself. There they are in water again. So water's coming in as a theme. It could benefit you in some way, being near water, working with water, something, having water, whatever it is. And then also again, the thoughts, making sure, yes, you're staying kind of high vibing, right? And not only giving compliments, Libra, but some of us, we need to learn how to accept compliments. And I had to learn that. I had to learn how to accept a compliment. So, I'm still uncomfortable whenever I get compliments, but yeah, it's, I have to be like, thank you, I appreciate it. And I just got in the habit of like, I had to have a little script for what to say. And it was so simple. It was like, thank you. That's literally all I needed to say. But it was like, why is it so hard? We know why, right? We're not going to dig into the psychological reasons for that, childhood and all that. But, just get better at accepting compliments. All right. All right. Okay. I know it's easier said than done, right? All things seem to be. All right. Although some things are hard to say and it's easier to just do rather than say. So I don't know. That's the thing, being a Libra, we can always see different perspectives. So we can get hung up and sit around and think for hours, All right, Libra. What else do we have for Libra, please? Second channel, Schoolhouse Intuitive, spelled differently. Information's in the description box. I do, loved ones in spirit kind of messages there. And then every couple weeks, I do a weekly reading for like 2 weeks or the weeks ahead, All right, Libra. SchoolhouseIntuitive.com for personal readings. I am still open, at least for now. I should still be open by the time this video posts. Wow. All right. What do we have? Anything of these two? We have crocodile, jellyfish. Oh boy. So some of you could be feeling as though you're entangled in some sort of either a codependent situation or something where you're feeling like you have to kind of be on guard, setting boundaries. Okay, some sort of entanglement when we have those two cards together. Whoa. And then we have We're going to look at that one after we have sloth. So there's composure. Keep your composure here. You don't want to go too much in one direction or the other. We have eagle. Yep. There's a victory by keeping your composure and by keeping your own perspective clear, firm. We have beaver here with persistence. We have giraffe with foresight, individuality. Okay. We have the otter. Maybe we need to do a little more play, joy. But there's the penguin too. And I was getting things in order, getting ready, because maybe you want to get things ready and organized because you want to take a vacation, right? It's like you want to get things in order so that you can have a little fun, have a little rest. And then we have pig here with abundance, fortune. Pigs are very smart too. All right. So let's get a galactic angel message or two and we'll be on our way. We have dance like nobody's watching. Find a way to connect with your innocent energy of your soul. And this too shall pass. Oh, Libra, there's an unexpected surprise coming. It will leave you changed for the better. That's what I have for you, friends. Thanks so much for being here.